Hello guys, me Poker and hello Super Famous. Today I'm going to be doing, Dapper prediction. Today's Dapper prediction will be RWBY Rose from RWBY vs Maka Albarn from Soul Eater. Last time on Death Battle, which came out today, was Hulk vs Godzilla. I said Godzilla was going to win in my prediction, and Hulk ended up winning. Honestly, I'm a bit sad I got wrong. I'm happy Hulk won. He does have a 3-0 streak. No, 0-3 streak now. And Godzilla got his first loss as well, so that's pretty neat. I really enjoyed the episode. Hulk winning the intelligence was cool. And yeah, I like both a lot, so I didn't really care who won. Sucks that I was wrong, but doing the analysis, I did figure that Hulk was probably going to win, so it was the same thing that goes sort of a spawn with me, where the analysis convinced me that the other person I thought was going to win, so I'm okay with the outcome. So let's get into this matchup, which is episode 200, and I'm really hyped for it, as last month I finished RWBY, and last week I finished Soul Eater, so that's exciting. I really like the matchup, I'm hyped for the animation potential, and yeah, let's get into who wins, and it's Maka, let's be real. It's gonna be Maka. It's been a joke that Maka stomps for like several years now. So yeah, well, RWBY story hasn't ended yet. I doubt she's gonna get anything to match Maka, to be honest. So yeah, let's go into the stats and the categories. I'm gonna go speed, strength, size, durability, and abilities. So let's get into it. Speed should be a tie. Both have feats that get to 40% the speed of light. RWBY does have a feat that RWBY might be able to scale to Winter, who has a 4 times the speed of light feat, which would make RWBY 10 times faster than Maka. However, that feat's been debunked as the lasers she dodged explode on impact, which means they're probably not actually lasers, as lasers don't act like that. So, we can't say the light speed, because there's no proof that they're actually lasers. So, yeah. So, speed's most likely equal. I'm gonna be fair to RWBY and say she's faster, but speed's really equal. I'm just gonna give speed to RWBY as a pity point because she really needs it. Strength and durability, Maka takes it easily. RWBY's most consistent feats are city block level, with her higher end feats getting to city. Maka was able to defeat Gopher, who has a town level feat, and in her base form, she beat him, and she was able to, in her base form, she's able to survive a hit from Kishin, who gets a moon level, and multiversal with Fire Force stuff, where I'm not going to use Fire Force, because then Maka just stomps even harder. So yeah, while Kishin was definitely holding back when he hit Maka, she still survived him. She still survived getting hit by him, and even with like 0.0001% of his strength, Maka is still way stronger than RWBY, as the gap between Moon and City is a lot. So yeah, I doubt RWBY can do anything to Maka. Doesn't help that Maka's black blood dress allows her to consistently survive hits from Kishin and even damage him. And while she was using her soul wavelengths, they don't really like nullify his durability, they just weaken it. Which still means she has to damage him in some capacity. He is weaker than normal, his durability is weaker than normal. She still can do damage to him, which gets her way higher than anything RWBY can do. So yeah, Maka pretty easily takes strength and durability. And now on to abilities, where Maka just kind of stomps. RWBY has one ability that might work, which is her semblance petal burst, which might allow her to separate Maka and Soul, which would depower them and weaken them. However, Maka's durable enough to just wait until she's able to get back to Soul, and I don't even think RWBY's semblance can do that, as every time she's grabbed someone while they were holding a weapon, they were still holding the weapon when she let go of them, and it hasn't been shown she can separate people. And you can't really use a theory for reasoning why a character wins. Like, she might be able to do it, but we don't know. She hasn't done it yet, so we can't just say she can do it. So yeah, while Maka has several abilities that can just end the fight. First one is Madness, which allows her, which thanks to Soul, she's able to cause madness onto herself, but also other people. While RWBY has somewhat resisted the effects of apathy, Madness is way stronger than anything the apathy can do. And the apathies can do, as they're able to counteract the effects of Marie, who naturally calms people down, and how Madness is able to completely overpower her and even worsen the effects to Stein. So yeah, with Madness, she can just cause RWBY to go mad, which would make RWBY more prone to mistakes and less likely to dodge and use a semblance, which means it's easier for Maka to hit her. And even if you give RWBY the speed advantage, she wouldn't dodge, which means Maka can easily hit her with her massive strength advantage. So yeah, next one is the next ability Maka has, which would counter RWBY, is Sword Audio, which I think I mispronounced badly, but it wasn't said in the anime, so I'm just gonna have to use what it looks like. But yeah, that ability allows her to use her wavelength to shut off the abilities of her opponent. So yeah, and since RWBY has no wavelength training, her wavelength would be very weak, which means Maka would be able to easily shut it off, which gets rid of RWBY's semblance, which means she can't even separate Soul and Maka anymore, meaning that's no longer a win con. So yeah. It also means RWBY's natural healing ability is also nullified, and her semblance is protecting her would also be nullified. And back to healing, RWBY's regen is only for small cuts. Maka's regen, thanks to Black Blood, allows her to regenerate from Kishin, stabbing her through her chest and crushing her heart. RWBY can't survive that. Maka's regen can, and while Maka wouldn't survive decapitation, she's so much more durable that RWBY can't do that anyways, and even then, I think the Black Blood might be able to counteract decapitation if her head isn't too far away from her body. Even if it can't, the stat gap's too big, and Maka still has regen, so yeah. Maka kinda stomps. At best, RWBY might be faster and be able to separate Maka and Soul. However, those are debatable as hell, as both RWBY's high-end feats in scaling and whether or not she can and her semblance separating Maka and Soul. Both of those are questionable, and Maka has counters to them, as Madness would make RWBY less likely to dodge, and so Dagia would shut off RWBY's semblance, making her unable to use it. So yeah, I'm really hyped for this episode. I prefer Maka. RWBY's dead. So yeah, hopefully the episode's really good. It's gonna be episode 200, so I hope it's really good. So yeah, I also really like Scythes in general, and there's being a Scythe-based matchup, I like it a lot. So yeah, the winner is definitely going to be Maka, unless they just say, oh, Maka can't scale to any of her high-end feats, or high-end scaling in solely, like that one person on Reddit's been saying. Yeah, Maka just wins. I doubt they're going to have RWBY win. And, there was also the Civilized thing working on Black Blood, but even then, Maka couldn't do it on the Leviathan, and when she used it on the Leviathan broke out. So definitely has a strength cap, and I don't even think it would work on Black Blood, as Grim and Black Blood are very different. So yeah. Just guys remember, keep on playing Bladers. Winner will be Maka.